We used conservation of linear momentum to consider collisions. Let's see if we can use conservation of angular momentum to also consider a collision. We'll read through this and note that we have a bullet that starts here with some linear momentum mv naught. We have the velocity there, 500 meters per second. The mass of this bullet is 2 grams. The velocity, I already mentioned, is 500 meters per second. And then it hits this edge of a solid disk at that very edge at the radius of 0.5 meters. So that radius is 0.5 meters. The disk starts with omega naught equaling 0. And then at the end, it's rotating with some omega final where it's spinning. That means that we'll also have this bullet moving with some linear velocity vf as it's embedded there at the edge of this thing. Okay, I've got my mind around what's going on, and what I want to know is what's the angular velocity of the disk immediately after the bullet's embedded. We'll consider the bullet and the disk together so we can neglect any forces between them, so I don't have to worry about that impact or the impulsive action there, and we can just conserve angular momentum. That says that my initial momentum is equal to my final momentum, and initially we just have this particle moving, and that particle is moving with r crossed m v naught. And then finally we have I omega final. And this simplifies pretty easily to just be considering in that one direction, the rotational direction of our axis. So rather than the full vector expression, we can simplify this to r mv naught sine theta, but as they contact there, that theta is 90 degrees. So we end up with sine of 90 is 1, it just goes away. And then I omega is whatever my final moment of inertia of this thing is times omega final. We can solve this for the thing we want, omega final, by dividing by I final, and we get omega final is equal to r m v naught over I final. We know most of these things, but I don't know I final quite yet. I can find it though. Let's do that now. I final will equal the moment of inertia of the disk, which is 1/2 mr squared, we looked that up, plus the moment of inertia that we get from this point mass that's some distance away. That's going to be the mass of the bullet, little m, times its distance away from the axis of rotation, r squared. We can now try plugging this stuff in and say that my final angular velocity is going to be r m v naught over I final, which we said was 1/2 mr squared plus little m r squared. We can cancel out one of these r's and get rid of these squared terms, and then plug in some numbers to go along with it. This gives us our 0.002 kilograms as our mass. Our initial velocity was 500 meters per second. And then we have 1/2 the mass of 3.2 kilograms times the radius, which is still 0.5 meters, plus, actually I could factor out an r to make my life a little bit easier. Let's do that. So this will be 1/2 that mass plus the little mass of 0.002 kilograms. So we see, it turns out we could have actually probably neglected this and it wouldn't have made any difference in our calculation here. And then times our 0.5 meters. Almost had enough room here. That gives us an answer of 1.2 radians per second in the k-hat direction. if you want direction for this, it's rotating counterclockwise there as viewed from the top. That's 1.2 radians per second.